Now, we have a very special caller on the line, don't we, Missionary?
Yeah, we do. We have a childhood friend of Trent Acid.
We're going to cue in Frank. How are you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
Could be doing better. I was just going to say, you grew up with Trent Acid or Michael Verdi. What are some memories you have of growing up with him?
I mean, you know what, man? I want to thank you guys coming on here. I mean, this is an awesome tribute. You know, I called it up to where Missy was talking to another friend. And, you know, the thing is, with Verdi, you know, a lot of people know this, but a lot of people didn't go back as far as somebody like myself and, you know, Billy Real, Nick Burke, even Kashmir. You know, wrestling was his life. And, you know, him and I, you know, have almost a 20-year relationship as best friends. And the thing is a lot of people, you know, between him and Billy, I mean, we started out, we did backyard wrestling, and we all actually turned pro around the same time as well, him and Billy did first. And the thing is with Verdi, man, I mean, it was always in him. You know, I mean, even up to the day, I remember, you know, you guys were talking about what was his, like, crowning moment. And, you know, Missy did answer it, as when he went to Japan. Because we used to always watch, we used to buy tapes off Rob Feinstein. And we used to watch, you know, FMW, New Japan tapes, and, you know, there's guys like Jushin Liger and stuff like that, you know, doing the high spots and the aerial moves and stuff like that. And, you know, we all were amazed with that, and Verdi especially. And we always said to each other, I mean, we grew up in the ECW arena, Verdi for one. I mean, that's what brought, you know, the bonds between myself, Billy Real, Nick Burke, and some others. And Rob Marino and even Misty Sampson. That's how we all met. We used to go to the Travelodge. But the thing is a lot of people don't know is when he wasn't wrestling. I mean, this is after his tours of Japan, after him being on top of the world in CZW. He was still that kid. And, you know, a lot of people say, like, one of his biggest quotes was calling everybody a mark. But a lot of people don't know, you know, as professional as he was the biggest mark of them all. You know what I mean? And the thing is with that, what I mean by that is, you know, you could be walking down the street with him, just having a conversation, and somebody driving by in a car, and he would throw his hands up like he's coming out, you know, making an entrance. And we'd be at the beach or at a lake or something swimming, and they'd blast music. And, I mean, everything was wrestling. Everything was cutting a promo. And, I mean, that was the one thing that you can appreciate. And, like I said, it was the bond. It was the one common love that we all shared. And, you know, for him to leave such a mark, I mean, you know, the no pun intended, but, you know, just the outpour of support and people that actually cared. And there's a lot of people I don't know. Even some of the people on here I'm listening to, I have no idea who they are. And, you know, I just want to thank everybody because, you know, even like right now, I was calm before I even came on here, but it's just like shaking up. And, you know, it is a gone too soon type of thing. But, you know, for me, you know, I talked to him a few days ago before he passed, and the guy has done everything that he's wanted to do. And, I mean, I know that's kind of, you know, I don't want to insult anybody that cares and says, like, he could have lived so much, but, you know, even for somebody like myself and a lot of people out there would want to put themselves in his shoes to experience the stuff he did. You know, Michael Verdi, Trent Acid, whatever you want to call him, you know, with his music aside, was a rock star.
Yeah, basically, I mean, what it sounds like is it's you guys are all pretty much brothers watching the tube, you know, just like most of us growing up watching, you know, WWF or Japan or whatever else was available to you, and you guys just fell in love with it and became a part of it. I mean, that is the dream.
It is, and he's the one. He's the one who did it. You know, I mean, you can ask Billy Real the same question. You can ask, you know, Nick Burke the same question. You know, the thing is all of us, when we knew when Verdi made it, you know, Nick Burke's been on WWE TV, and Billy's had his spot on WWE before, and these guys have been some places, but it's when Verdi went to Japan, we knew. We said, wow, this guy has it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was, you know, it was the thing is, you know, even him, he used to, when he was with CZW, he used to take me in the back. And, I mean, when we were kids, we used to go off to the wrestlers like New Jack, Gary Wolf, and all these other guys, and we used to say, hey, can you get us in? And I remember we used to hustle our way just to, like, get these guys to sneak us in, so we could avoid paying the $10, $15 cover charge. And that was our thing. And, you know, and especially him, he was always hustling, always trying to get noticed. And, you know, for him to make it and kind of get on the status of, his, and I heard some people on here saying, like, I'm going back now. I couldn't tell you what he would say, a year ago, who his influences are. But when we were kids, his influences were guys like Sabu, Too Cold Scorpio.
Right.
And in my opinion, he made it to that type of status. Yeah, he didn't get on the big TV. He wasn't on the big show as much as he should have been, in my opinion. He's definitely a guy who should have been, on at the NXT right now, or whatever else is going on TNA, doing something. Him and Johnny as a tag team, whatever. But in my opinion, he made it. He made it to that plateau, to where ECW was. CZW is a great organization. I don't follow it right now, but at that time when he was there, and I got to see my best friend perform in front of 1,000+ people and not miss a beat.
Yeah,
and it was just like, wow.
He's
living. I live my dream vicariously through him, because I was like, wow. When I was 15, 14, 13 years old, that's what I wanted to do, and he did it.
Yeah.
And he always felt like he had to prove something and impress somebody. He was this business. He was professional wrestling. Michael Verdi, Trent Acid, whatever you want to call him. He was this business.
And that actually, that's really nice to hear, because, you're not hearing the story of somebody who didn't reach their goals. You're hearing the story of a man who not only grew up loving wrestling, became a wrestler, and not just any wrestler, but became a great wrestler and did everything that he wanted to do. That's honestly, that's a great inside story, man.
I appreciate it, guys. There's not really much else I could say. The only thing that I can say that has come good out of all this is it has brought all this together. I'm from Philadelphia. I live in Las Vegas now, and for me to have a conversation with Missy Sampson, Johnny Cashmere, Nick Burke, and not talking to these people, and just like we get to reflect back on Verdi's life and our experiences that we had and we shared with him. It's just so much, man. And the day that I heard he died, my whole body went numb. And it was just like, it was one of the worst days of my life.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced many tragedies in my life, and this is by far the worst tragedy. And, the only thing I can say is, God bless his family, his little brother, his mother, his aunt, and, everybody that loved him. And it's, just know he's in a better place, and he's loving this right now. This is something that Verdi would want. We all say to ourselves, like, hey, we wish we can go when we die, go see who shows up at our funeral or who shows up at a tribute to us. Everybody who comes in on July 10th that is there, just know that this is something Trent Acid, Michael Verdi, this is what he would want. This is something that he would want to see. He would want to see everybody there celebrating him, because he worked so hard to be what he is. He lived it. He wasn't Michael Verdi. He wasn't. With me, he was Michael Verdi. With his close friends, he was Michael Verdi. But everybody else, he was Trent Acid. And sometimes you had to bring him down to earth and say, look, all right, Verdi. You know what I'm saying? He had some nicknames out there. I'm not going to throw them out there, but we know what they are. But you know what I'm saying? He would love this. And this radio show here, he's listening to it right now, and he's telling the guys he's up in heaven with, like, listen to this, check these guys are doing a tribute on me. This is the type of shit he loves. This is it. And for you guys to come on here and put such a good show on here and have people that are close to him and we're close to him, it means so much. It will mean a heck of a lot to him, and it does right now.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate you guys having me on.